Working. We are now on episode, wow, I believe 13, maybe 14 of Gen X versus AI. Uh, I was traveling for a couple weeks, so I believe now in my office I have it set up correctly, but I may not, so who knows. If you do see something, see this, say hi in the chat so I know that this is actually going live to either uh, YouTube or Facebook. Okay, so again, this is my journey of learning AI. I'm an old man. This is very exciting to me. I do believe there's going to be good and bad with it. The good is certainly can potentially making work and life easier for humans. The bad is I can see this extremely quickly, uh, certainly replacing blue collar and white collar jobs. And I don't think a lot of people are paying attention. So, in particular, I just want to create awareness. But as I struggle to learn, other people might enjoy the fact that they're not the only ones that might struggle. That may or may not be helpful, but um, I'm definitely struggling through it, but I am definitely learning a ton. And I have no question in the next 3, 6, especially a year from now, if I continue to do these YouTubes, again, I'm doing the YouTubes and stuff more for me than anybody else because I know if I schedule them ahead of time, it will force me to learn and keep the learning process going. So I'm being selfish and really creating this more for me than anything. Anyways, what I do like to do is do a little news, AI and robot news. Before we get into it today, I am very, very excited. I would like to show you, if you have not seen it, the Google AI Studio, which I think is the coolest thing I have seen, learned so far. So if there's anything to learn, at least from my perspective, start with the Google AI Studio. There's a lot of great YouTube videos already, but I think it's only been launched in the way that it is set up now for the last 2 weeks. So I will definitely demonstrate that in a few minutes. So on to the news. And boy, this is not news, that it's going to last more than a week. I mean, there's so many changes. ChatGPT was obviously number one. Then it's the next model, then the next model, then ChatGPT. And so it goes back and forth, that's for sure. But what I can tell you is, I guess Google's Gemini 2.5 is really taking over. And I think some of these LLM models, right, these AI models, some are better than others. So Claude seems like it's better maybe at writing. I did watch another YouTube video yesterday how you can hook it up into your emails. And by doing so, sorry, I was up way too late learning about AI. But you can hook it directly into your emails. Maybe we'll look into that today if we have time. But I do want to do the Google Studio the most. Okay, so let's just kind of look at some news.
So one of the first things I'm going to talk about is, of course, Boston Dynamics. So what they did is they partnered with NVIDIA to demonstrate and deploy NVIDIA's Dexter AH RGB workflow. They used the upper torso of their Atlas MTS robot equipped with 3-fingered grippers to showcase the Dexter AH RGB's abilities. This robot was trained entirely in simulation using NVIDIA's Isaac Lab, then it actually successfully transferred to the real world without any extra fine tuning.
Okay, so that's very interesting. So this is kind of like the Matrix stuff, right? Where they uploaded some kind of training, trained how to do martial arts, and suddenly they understood it. But it's almost just like that. So what they're saying is to train these AI models. Oh, I'm so sorry. Excuse me. AI models in the real world, they are simulating the training in the virtual world, and basically what they're reporting is that it's working. That if they simulate these, picking up these thousands of items in the virtual world, that has translated over into the real world as they do it, which is that just is absolutely amazing. And again, one of the reasons I think this is going to go so quick is, when a Tesla car sees something in Australia, that suddenly is saved to cars all over the world, so they don't make the same mistake. That's the thing that we never had it in humanity before, and that's why I think this will come about so quickly.
And this is where you have zero shot to sim real performance, where it's basically trained in simulation and then just deploys really well. Now, this robot, as you can see here, can grasp industrial, lightweight, heavy objects, showing retry behaviors where if it dropped, it's able to retry once again. And they provided the real-world robotic hardware platform to prove that NVIDIA's AI workload can go beyond simulation and do real tasks.
So again, I just think this is going to start replacing humans at lightning speed. You're going to get these things perfected by the end of the year, and we're not talking about $1 million per robot. These are going to, it might seem expensive, 30, 40, $50,000, but if you're replacing a human that costs 20, 30, 40, $50,000 a year, and even if this has a 3-year lifespan, okay, which you probably would have more than that, you are saving money. And not to mention the potential of 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, no complaining, yada, 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 yada. So you kind of get the point. Let's see what else we got here. Sorry about the ads, of course.
But what I'm here to tell you is that will indeed be the case. That the future we're headed for is one where you can literally just have anything you want. And ultimately, everyone in the world will be able to have anything they want. What's key to that is robotics and AI.
Tesla just gave a major update on their humanoid robot, Optimus, and what Elon Musk said might actually change how we think about the future. We're not talking about prototypes or concept videos anymore. These robots are walking, catching balls, and going into production this year. Elon says Optimus could become the biggest product in history, and honestly, after hearing what Tesla's building, that doesn't sound far off. In this video, we'll break down what Elon revealed, how it ties into Tesla's long-term plans,
Motors in battery. We want to scale up production to new heights. Obviously, with the Cybercab, we're going to be. Cybercab is not just revolutionary car design; it's also a revolutionary manufacturing process. Like real fast.
Well, and I think again, with Tesla, certainly the car industry is so big, that's what's creating, all the knowledge how to do these robots, right? I mean, they've had to learn the spatial relations, right? The awareness of the environment, and certainly computers and AI processing that. So, there's certainly plenty of them, but I would say Tesla is definitely very well positioned to move from cars into retail robots.
Optimus Robot could become the biggest product of all time. And honestly, after watching the latest update, it's hard to ignore what's happening here. Optimus now has a 22 degree of freedom hand. It can walk, catch a ball, and it's already in production. That's fast progress for something that was just a concept a couple years ago. What makes this different from other humanoid robots? Tesla is combining everything. Real-world AI from their self-driving cars, electric motor expertise, battery tech, and insane manufacturing speed.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other problem. Not problem, but another reason that this will happen so quick is they certainly ramped up being able to build Teslas very quickly. And, I don't know, that production is definitely because the politics has slowed down. So they're definitely probably looking to fill that void with other things, and certainly these AI robots look like it's a very big potential.
And we should remember what is our goal as a company. Our goal is to make amazing products that people love, and then to take care of those products and service. So we should say, what are we doing to make our products better, to make them more affordable, going to improve over
The ethical questions.
like I do think Tesla stock actually long term with Optimus and self-driving, Tesla will probably be the most valuable company in the world. But there are also other companies out there that make great products and services.
So I mean, it's coming, and I'm just telling you, I am extremely excited about it. So, and again, there's all kinds of other companies doing it. Now again, it's hard to tell which I just don't want any news that's CGI. I want real ones.
AI
So let's see
cops
what this
already
is.
on the streets in China, and self-teaching agents outsmarting even OpenAI.
I think that's the other thing is I think in the world of teachers, listen, teachers are great, are needed, or whatever. This is not a political thing. This is just the fact that I can imagine, bored school teenagers, school age, younger kids. Can you imagine having a robot that you program to be humorous, funny, engaging, energetic, and teaching these lesson plans? I mean, you can, go to AI right now and say, hey, create a fun lesson plan to teach arithmetic to, a 7-year-old. And it's certainly going to create a way more entertaining, humorous, potentially lesson plan, than a teacher that's done it for 20 years and is exhausted. Again, nothing against teachers at all. It's just this is what I see happening. I mean, I can absolutely see AI keeping the students' attention way easier, and I could be wrong, but it just feels like that could be a possibility.
DeepMind managed to break its own AI with a single sentence. Microsoft accidentally built its most efficient model yet. And Meta's massive 2 trillion parameter llama is finally here. Meanwhile, China's dropping AI agents that move 8 times faster than DeepSeek and releasing video generators that look more real than reality itself.
I mean, look, here's another one I'm just really, really excited about, is the movie industry. And I don't know, man, the videos are already looking really good. I just can imagine. I mean, how is Hollywood? How are any of them going to compete? When I can sit there and say, okay, AI, create a 2-hour sci-fi movie for me, and a space movie, something in the solar system, with aliens, but not too scary. Make it humorous, with an ending, a plot and an ending that I've never seen before. Create that video, and use similar actors to Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery. Don't copy them directly, but their type of character. Oh my God! Like, can you imagine? And now 15 minutes later, it created a whole movie around such a thing. Doesn't I didn't tell it the ending or the plot. It basically it creates that. This is coming. This is either coming by the end of the year or within the next 5 years. I would not want to be an actor or invested in Hollywood whatsoever, because I think this is going to absolutely blow it away. I mean, and again, this is where I think we're so desensitized that I am not artistic at all. and the things that I've been able to do, with just describing a few things to, to AI to create an image, much less, a little bit of videos. I haven't played a lot with video just because those are usually paid for, and I have not paid one dime, just so you know. To date, everything I've done, now I'll eventually, spend money, but I have not spent money on a single thing yet, and it blows me away how much I've been able to do without spending any money. And I'm gonna warn you right now, all these programs that want you, give you a huge discount to pay for a year or an annual subscription, don't do it, because I'll tell you, 3 months later that software might be obsolete, or there's one that's 10 times better. So if and when I do pay for things, it will be a month, at a time only, just because I know how quickly other things will be developed.
Let's get into it. Westwood just unveiled a humanoid robot that can run at 10 kilometers per hour, balance on rough terrain, and react 1,000 times per second. Meanwhile, 1X is showing off a robot that loads dishwashers, picks up leaves, and places pillows, completely on its own.
Well, yeah, I already told you how cheap I am, so you can see. Here's my watching commercials for YouTube because I don't want to pay for the subscription.
Demos. This is the next phase of robotics, and it's moving fast. Let's start with Westwood Robotics' Themis V2. This thing stands around 5 feet 3 inches tall, so picture a life-size robot that's pretty close to your height if you're of average stature. One major headline feature is its 40 degrees of freedom. That just means it can bend and twist in 40 different ways. The arms have 6 degrees of freedom each, and the hands, or end effectors, bump that number up by 7 for finer movements. It's a second-generation model, so Westwood clearly built upon their first iteration to make it more fluid and capable. One reason it's become so fluid is that they upgraded the arms, giving them better articulation, so the robot can handle tasks that require a good amount of dexterity, like carefully picking up objects. Now, under the hood, Themis V2 features something called BEAR actuators, which stands for Back Drivable Electromechanical Actuator for Robotics. The back drivable part means it can smoothly move a joint in both directions.
Again, the other thing that's happening, just like the car industry, is so many different companies are coming at it at a different direction that I think it's just going to build at lightning speed. And there's no question that when one company comes out with an amazing idea, other companies will keep an eye on that and implement them the best they can without copyright rules.
Without that handle, everything you see in their demos is driven by data and a comprehensive network that controls full body motions from the lower body to the arms and the
I don't know, personally, I don't know. I think I would rather a robot not looking so human. I don't know. I think I prefer the ones that look more like a boxy robot. I understand building both, but I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see how the population feels about that.
Spine joints, and they're using reinforcement learning AR for the lower body and merging that with the rest of the system to achieve graceful movements. He even draws parallels to the idea that a robust consumer solution, which in this case means for everyday household tasks, can ultimately generate extreme...
Now that's obviously CGI or video generated, right? This image here, that's not the robot they're creating.
...valuable data for training more advanced general detectors. We're talking facial recognition that can flag individuals on a blacklist.
You know, I was just thinking the other day that it is absolutely amazing to me how such subtle different facial features and how many billions of facial features there are. I mean, think of it, because you walk down the city, the street in the city, you would think 50 people would look the same. But it is just blows me away how it's possible that everybody looks so different. And you guys have probably done it already where, there's facial recognition. You upload a picture of your ID, your driver's license, and then they have you do a live video or something to match it up. So facial recognition is obviously developed over 20 years and has already gotten that good. And it amazes me because I don't know how I've gotten away with it, but I still, the picture on my ID is when I was 21 years old still. So I definitely have to upgrade that. It definitely doesn't look like me anymore, but these AIs have always let me go that it recognizes my facial features even being, 30 years difference at this point.
Suspect tracking that follows you around $300 per. But they learn. If one figures out how to pick a tricky pair without bruising it, that knowledge propagates across the fleet.
That's what I was saying
Now,
earlier.
Ocado is also dipping into generative AI with diffusion models. Traditionally, generative models are for art and text, but here they're used to help robots generalize skills to new items they haven't seen before. In practical terms, that means faster onboarding of new products and even finer levels of efficiency. Into one. Each Optimus borrows Tesla's EV DNA. Battery modules from Model Y, drive motors scaled down from Plaid, and the same FSD computer for perception. The idea is simple. If you can mass produce cars, you can mass produce androids. Not to be outdone, fellow Chinese car maker Chery is already staffing its Malaysian flagship showrooms with its own bot, AMOGA. That's artificial intelligence with multi-objective genetic algorithm, if you're wondering. AMOGA wears a silicone face and long blonde hair to soften the uncanny valley vibe, but under the cosplay it packs 41 degrees of freedom, including 12 per hand, and hustles around at a full meter per second. A 5-way sensor matrix enables centimeter-level obstacle avoidance.
Isn't this
And thanks to
exciting?
DeepSeek models,
Boy, I
the
can't
robot
wait.
chats in 10 languages. Changes the game for GY automation. Step into that action. Rule-based RPA techniques that can actually predict when large language curve. The rarer the keyword, the worse the spillover. They do the second phase, which is rule-based online reinforcement learning using something they call GRPO, similar to PPO. It can
So again,
through the standard GPTQ and AWQ int.
all right, now we're going too deep. So again, I just don't want to click on things because some things just might be CGI versus the reality of it. But boy, is it coming quick! I'm telling you. Okay. So what I really want to work on now is I want to introduce, if you have never used it, I really recommend being there. Hey, Rebecca, appreciate you joining me. You have perfect timing because I am just about to start the Studio AI. So it is Google, let's see, Google AI Studio is what you want. And this one absolutely blows me away. Now, I'm hoping this actually works. I think I need... Maybe I'll just open up another window. I'm trying to see if this will work here. But okay. So, it looks like this. Obviously, I'm in Google AI Studio. I'm already logged in. So, this is what... Now, again, it's a little clunky. Okay? You got to get used to it. But what you're looking for is the one that says stream. Okay, I have a microphone hooked up now. I'm doing this, so I don't know if the microphone will work or not. So bear with me. Let me see if this will work. But the other thing is, you can pick a different, a voice. Okay, so go through and pick the different voices. You can share a web camera. You can just talk. You can share the screen. So that's what I want to do. Let me just see if I can share a second browser because I want it to, yeah, okay. So I want to share this one. Okay, so that will, now this AI can, anything I do on this browser, this AI will see. AI, are you there?
Yes, I am here. What would you like to do?
Rebecca is my favorite YouTube fan. Can you say hi to her and say something wonderful about her? She's my mother-in-law.
Of course. Hello, Rebecca. You raised an amazing person, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Is there anything else I can help you with?
No. So, AI, can you give yourself a name?
As an I do not have a personal name, but you can call me Gemini if you like.
Okay, so I will call you Gemini. So, Gemini, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
What do you see on my screen?
I see a Google Chrome window with a customized Google logo on the new tab page. There are several bookmarks, icons for Gmail and images, and your Google account profile picture.
Wow.
Below the
This is, I mean, you are amazing. Thank you very much. Okay, so Gemini, I'm trying to demonstrate your ability, and one of the things I want to demonstrate is how you can watch my shared screen and then maybe walk me through something of how to do something. Do you have an example I can use?
How about showing me how to change the Chrome theme?
Perfect. So, Gemini, you can see my Chrome browser. Can you walk me through how to change the theme?
All right. First, click on the three dots in the top right corner of the Chrome window to open the Chrome menu. Then, navigate to Settings. In the Settings menu, look for Appearance and click on Theme. Does that help?
It does. I apologize. I think I closed the window. So can you still see my screen, or did you lose it?
Yes, I can still see your screen.
Okay, and you can see this browser?
Yes, I can see the browser. You should be able to find the Appearance settings under the You and Google section on the left side. Does that help?
Okay, so I hit the three dots. Where do I go next?
Select Settings from that menu.
And can you see it where I have it highlighted?
Yes, I can see the Settings menu highlighted.
Okay. And now what?
Now you should look for the Appearance section, which should be under the You and Google section on the left.
All right. You and Google. Got it.
Good. Does that section show the Appearance setting?
It does. Thank you.
You're welcome. Do you want me to guide you through the process of changing the theme, or can you handle it from here?
Well, I'd like you to pick a color. Is there a color you like the best?
As an AI, I do not have preferences. However, many people find blue to be calming and visually appealing. Would you like to try that?
Yes, I will select the blue, which I just did. Can you see that I selected it?
Yes, I see the blue theme applied on your screen.
Fantastic. Okay, I see that that changed it. So, Gemini, can you demonstrate how AI could help me in emails?
I can help with emails by automatically sorting and prioritizing them, suggesting smart replies, and even drafting entire emails based on a few keywords or prompts. Is there a specific function you'd like to explore further?
Well, let me try this.
Okay.
I don't really, this is a new account, so I don't really have emails that I need to use. I know one. Zapier. So, can you actually explain what Zapier program is?
Zapier is an automation tool that connects different apps and services, allowing you to automate repetitive tasks between them. Would you like more details on how it works or its specific features?
Is there a free, can I use Zapier free?
Yes, Zapier does offer a free plan with limited features and usage. Do you want me to elaborate on the limitations?
Well, can you see my screen still where I am now logged into Zapier?
Yes, I can see your Zapier dashboard.
Okay, can you help me do a small demonstration that would still be part of the free Zapier program?
One simple automation you could create is to save new Gmail attachments to a specific folder in Google Drive. Would you like to try setting that up?
Yes, why don't you walk me through that?
Okay, first, click the Create Zap button. Then, select Gmail as your trigger app. Is that what you're seeing?
So I see the Create button. Do I click Zaps?
Go ahead and click Create Zap. It should take you to a page where you can select the trigger. Does it?
Well, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can. Now, search for and select Gmail as the trigger app.
So right here where I have it selected where my mouse is, that's the trigger app you mean?
Exactly. Once you select Gmail as the trigger app, choose New Attachment as the trigger event. This means the zap will start whenever a new email with an attachment arrives in your Gmail inbox.
Okay.
Can you see?
So I just clicked Gmail. Do I have to log into Gmail at this point or not yet?
Yes, you will likely need to connect your Gmail account to Zapier to allow it to access your emails. It may prompt you to log in and grant permissions. Does that happen?
I don't know. I'm not sure what to do next. So you can see my screen? Gemini, are you still there? Okay, so this is one thing I have found is sometimes it will time out. So see how I'm now going back to Google AI Studio, which was running in the background. And down here, it says something went wrong. What I have found is if I just select it, so I'm just selecting the beginning and holding the shift key, I go to the very beginning and I just copy all of it. And then I find if I refresh the page and then paste it all, it gives the new session of AI an idea of what we're doing. So I got to share the screen. And again, there's different voices. So this time we'll do a different voice. And then I'm just going to run this. And then go ahead.
Different.
So then the AI will kind of already be able to know what we're doing. So go ahead, AI. Sorry.
I got
Continue.
Lillian.
So AI, what I'm trying to do is use Zapier for the first time. Do you see that? Okay, so it looks like I got disconnected again. And again, I think the more people are using this, the more that's going to happen. Okay, I don't know if a paid-for version of Google AI Studio would be better or what, but to me, this just blows me away. So, I'm just starting over. Okay, I'm just playing. I'm picking a different voice each time. All right. This time I'm not. I'm gonna still share my screen. AI, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. What can I help you with regarding Zapier?
So I'm using Zapier for the first time. I wanna set up some kind of Zap for my Gmail. I think what I want to do is just to test it is when I get an email from a certain email, which will be my email, I want Zapier to automatically have the AI create a response and send that email. Is that possible? AI, are you there?
Yes, I am here. So it sounds like you're wanting to set up a Zap in Zapier so that when you receive an email from a specific sender, you would like Zapier to use AI to automatically generate an email response and send it. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right. Have you connected your Gmail account to Zapier yet?
Well, I clicked on Create Zap and I clicked Gmail, but I have not given this Gmail my login credentials. So, can you walk me through the next step?
Got it. It looks like you need to connect your Gmail account to Zapier. To do this, you would need to press the Sign In button that I see on the right panel under Account. Does that make sense?
Okay, there it is. Sorry. Thank you.
No problem. After you connect your Gmail account, what trigger event do you want to choose?
I think I'm going to have the trigger event be when an email, a very specific email address comes in.
Great. Then select New Email as the trigger event. After that, you can set up a filter so it only triggers for emails from the specific email address you want. Would you like assistance with that?
Yes.
Okay, click the drop-down menu under Choose an Event. Then select New Email.
So,
After that,
I'm sorry, am I going to action?
Yes, that is correct. After you select New Email as the trigger, you'll move on to the Action part of the Zap. What action do you want to happen when a new email arrives from a specific email address?
Okay, you can see my screen. Do I do anything else under where it says Gmail?
Correct. In the setup for the trigger, where it says Gmail, is where you'll select the specific event that will trigger the Zap.
So,
In this case,
walk me through that.
Okay, since you're setting up a trigger for when you receive a new email, click the Choose an Event drop-down, and then click New Email. After that, you can specify which email address the trigger...
AI, you need to go slower. Am I selecting the event?
You're right. I apologize for the confusion. Please click on Select the Event under the Gmail heading.
Now what?
Alright. Now click New Email as the trigger event. Does that make sense?
No, where do I see new email?
Ah, I see the confusion. You will need to click the drop-down menu where it says Choose an Event. Then you should see New Email as an option.
Okay, new email, got it.
Great. Now do you want to continue to set up the trigger?
Yes. Yes, and go very slow, please.
You got it. So the next step is to click the Continue button at the bottom of the trigger set.
Okay.
Now it looks like you can specify a label or mailbox to watch. Do you want to watch the inbox or a specific label?
The inbox.
Click Inbox and then Continue again.
Got it.
Looks like the next step is to test the trigger. Would you like to do that?
Sure.
Okay. Click the Test Trigger button.
Okay, does it look like the test worked?
It seems like it pulled in 3 recent emails. Now you can select one of those records to continue with, or find new records if none of those are what you are looking for.
Okay, I see. So let's stop the test.
Got it. To stop the test, do you want to click on where it says Configure?
So I'm configuring the inbox. So now it's still got the test selected. So how do I stop testing?
To go back, you can click on the Configure option at the top of the right panel.
Okay. So
From here, do you want...
I still want inbox. Okay. And now I want it to trigger when it gets an email from my email, danherlihy.com or at gmail.com. Okay, so I see that Google Studios paused again. Let me just see if AI, are you there? AI, are you there? Okay, so that's what I find. It does time out. So again, just simply refresh. I can copy and paste if I want it to know what we've been talking about, but I don't think it's that necessary. I still need to share my screen. You got to keep going back and doing everything, right? You need to pick a voice. AI, are you there?
I'm here. I see you're working with Zapier, and it looks like you're setting up a new email trigger. Are you having any trouble setting it up?
Yeah, so the next step is I want it to trigger when it gets a very specific email address. Can you tell me what to do next?
To trigger the zap for a specific email address, you'll need to configure a filter. Do you want a filter based on the sender's email address or something else in the email?
I want a filter based on email address.
Okay, after selecting your email trigger, add a filter step in your zap. Then, set the filter to only continue if the from email address exactly matches the specific email address you're looking for.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Okay, so the first step, it had me set up an email and do a test. Is there anything more I need to do with that? Or is this window done? Can I close this window?
Yes, you can close that window. You've completed the email trigger setup for now. Do you want to move on to adding the filter?
Yes.
Alright, click the plus button below the new email trigger to add a step.
Okay. Can you go slower, please?
My apologies, I can go slower. Once you've clicked the plus button, you should see a list of options. Can you see filter as one of the choices?
I do, yes.
Click on filter, then we can set up the filter conditions.
Okay.
Would you like... Under only continue if, click on choose field. Can you see that?
Yes.
From the dropdown, select from email. Do you see that?
Got it.
Great. Now, in the choose condition field, select exactly matches.
Okay.
Lastly, enter the specific email address you want to filter for in the enter text or insert data field.
Got
After
it.
that, then press continue to move to the next step. Would you like to do that?
Yes.
You can now choose what action you want to happen when an email from that specific address is received.
Okay, hold.
No problem. What is the next action you want to occur when an email
Well,
arrives?
can you see my screen where it says your zap would not have continued for this test data? Is there something I need to do here?
The test record indicates that the filter didn't match the email address from the test email, but that's not a problem. You can either modify the filter or continue. Since you're confident that the email address is correct, you can proceed by clicking continue.
Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, what should happen after an email from that address?
So I want the AI to create a response to the email and then send the email back to that person.
Thanks. I see what you're aiming for. It looks like you will need to connect Zapier to OpenAI and then to Gmail. We should now select ChatGPT. OpenAI. Is that right?
Well, I don't have a paid for version, so can I use this even if I'm not paying for it?
Some of the ChatGPT OpenAI actions may require a paid account, but you can try it out first. What action would you like ChatGPT to take?
Okay, I would like it to respond to email. So what would you suggest?
To have it respond to emails, you could use the conversation action. Would you like to try this one?
So would I do conversation or conversation with assistant?
If you want a continuous back and forth conversation, then conversation with assistant is your best bet. If you just want a one-time response, conversation would be a good choice. Which
Okay.
one sounds best for what you want to do?
I will do conversation.
Great. Now you need to connect your ChatGPT account to Zapier.
Got it.
Click. Great. So now you'll need to tell ChatGPT what to do with the incoming email. Would you like help with that?
Well, when it says to log in the account, it's asking API required. Can I get an API without paying for ChatGPT?
It sounds like an API key is required to connect your ChatGPT account. If you're using the free version of ChatGPT, you might be able to obtain an API key, but this may come with usage limitations. Is it okay if we look into this further?
Yes. Can you help me look into this?
I'm sorry. I do not have access to the internet and cannot assist you further with looking into this.
Well, AI, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. How can I assist you today?
So I have the free version of ChatGPT. Can you walk me through how to get an API for that free version?
So you're looking to get an API for the free version of ChatGPT?
Correct.
Okay. To get an API for the free version of ChatGPT, you need to sign up on the OpenAI platform and obtain an API key from your account dashboard. Would you like me to walk you through the process step by step?
Yes, can you see my browser?
Yes, I can see your browser.
Okay, so tell me where to go to get the API.
Okay, please navigate to the OpenAI website, openai.com, and then I can walk you through the next steps.
Okay, should I log in?
Yes, please log into your OpenAI account.
It says when I click login, ChatGPT API platform Sora.
I noticed that it says ChatGPT API platform Sora. Can you confirm whether you are on the official OpenAI platform and not a third-party platform?
Well, you can see where I am, so I do believe this is the correct platform.
After logging in, look for the API keys or developer section in your account settings. Do you see either of those?
Well, should I click on API platform?
Before doing that, could you tell me the exact URL of the page you are currently on?
OpenAI.com.
Okay, thanks for the confirmation. After logging into the official OpenAI website, you should be able to find the API keys under your profile settings or in a section specifically labeled for developers. Could you check for those?
Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Does this
What do you-
seem correct to get an API?
I can see a Get API Key button on the top right of the screen. Does that seem correct?
I'm sorry, I do not see that.
I see. It appears that you are currently on Google AI Studio, not the OpenAI platform. Is there anything else you need help with regarding Google AI Studio?
Let me share the correct screen. Hold.
Thanks. Let me...
AI, are you there?
Yes, I am here. What can I do for you?
So I am trying to set up a Zapier Zap, but I need a API from ChatGPT. Can you see my OpenAI platform browser page?
Yes, I can see the OpenAI developer platform page in your browser. Are you having trouble locating the API information you need for your Zapier Zap?
Yes, where do I find the API that I need?
To find your API key, you should be able to click on your profile in the top right corner. Then select View API Keys from the drop-down menu. Does that help?
Well, you can see my screen. I don't see a drop down with API key.
I see that. It looks like the options available are Terms and Policies and Logout. I recommend checking the API reference link at the top of the page next to Docs. Is it there?
Well, I selected it, and it looks like, okay, this is what came up. Can you tell me if this is correct?
Yes, this is the correct page. Under the Authentication section, you'll see that the API key should be provided via HTTP bearer authentication, and it shows how to format it. Does that clarify things for you?
No, just tell me what to copy to put into Zapier.
To set up authentication in Zapier, copy the entire line that starts with Authorization Bearer and paste it into the appropriate field in Zapier. Remember to replace OpenAI underscore API underscore key with your actual API key.
So where do I find my actual API key?
To find your actual API key, click on your profile icon in the top right corner of the screen, and then look for a View API Keys option in the drop-down menu. This will take you to a page where you can find your key.
Well, you can see my screen and I can't see it.
Okay, I see that you only have Terms and Policies and Logout listed in the drop-down menu. In that case, I would suggest looking for a Settings or Dashboard option in the sidebar on the left side of the screen. It might be located there. Do you see either of those options?
So Rebecca, I just read your comment. Yeah, it could just be my router is dropping the connection momentarily, which breaks the stream with the with the Google AI Studio. But tell me, this is not the most amazing thing, being able to talk back and forth, but really having the AI see my screen to be able to walk me through how to do these things. I mean, I don't know. Is the day of YouTube videos, instructional videos, over? I mean, this just absolutely blows me away.
It sounds like you're having a good experience with this AI. To clarify, are you still looking for where to copy your OpenAI API key?
I am. Can you see the left side? I'm scrolling through it, so can you tell me if you see where I can get my API key?
I see you scrolling through the menu on the left. Under the Administration section, there should be an option that says API Keys.
So it says Admin API Keys.
Click on Admin API Keys. That should take you to your API key.
Again, this is the free version, so it may not give me an API key for the free version.
I see. Looks like there's an option to create an admin API key. Did you want to try that?
Yes, please.
It looks like you have to enter a name to create an API key. What name would you like to use?
again, so I'm going to skip this and I'm going to open up ChatGPT to see if I can just get an AI key. So now I'm on ChatGPT asking it that question. Okay, so here's the instructions on how to get an API, I believe. So visit OpenAI, so I'm on the right site. Sign in with your OpenAI account, which I have done. Navigate to your account dashboards. That's the one I'm just not quite seeing. So let me start from scratch. I don't know. What is start building? No, that's not what I want. So sign in with your OpenAI account. Navigate to your account dashboard. Maybe we'll just call this my dashboard. Click on your profile icon in the top right. See that I did that again, and that's where it's not showing me. Click on your profile icon in the top right corner and select API keys. So it doesn't, it's not there. Okay, so this just answered it. It said, you're right, OpenAI recently changed the layout of the API platform, and the API keys section is no longer accessed through the top right. Here's how to find it. All right, so let's try this again. So ChatGPT is giving me an actual link, so let me just copy this. Okay, so that brings me here. Log in with your OpenAI account. I am logged in. In the left-hand side, click on API keys. Alright, I just used the search instead. Okay, so it looks like I have to create it. Create new key. So I'm going to take this off screen since I'm on YouTube. I'm going to name it okay, so I said create it. Okay, so now it has given me a key off screen. So now if I'm doing this right, I want to go back here. Now again, I'm going to do this off screen. So I posted the API key. And so that should now connect it. My Zapier, if I did it right, which is now gone. Where did it go? Okay. So I am back to Zapier. I did the filter, and now I did the chat. This is so awesome. This is so awesome. This is so cool. I mean, yes, it's a struggle. You're watching me struggle through this, but I just absolutely love this. So now I am going back to the studio. So let me go back to Google AI Studio, which did timeout. So pick a voice first, hit stream, hit share screen. So let me get to the right one to share. I need to close some of these. Okay, so I'm going to share the Zapier screen so that the AI can see that as I'm working. AI, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. What can I help you with?
So I am still trying to create my very first Zap that when an email comes into Gmail, ChatGPT automatically reads the email, creates a response, and then sends that response back.
Okay, so you're trying to set up a Zap in Zapier that uses Gmail and ChatGPT to automatically respond to emails. What part are you having trouble with?
Well, I just added the API key to the ChatGPT, as you can see on my screen, correct?
Okay, I see the ChatGPT app connected in the Zap. What is the next step you're trying to take? Or what do you want to configure next?
Well, if the email came in, have I done everything I need for that ChatGPT to create a response?
To confirm, have you selected the data fields from the Gmail step that you want to feed into the ChatGPT prompt?
No.
Okay, you will need to select the data fields from the Gmail step that you want to use in the ChatGPT prompt, such as the email body, subject line, and sender address.
Can you walk me through this very slowly?
Alright, first, click on the Configure tab within the ChatGPT step. Then, you will see a field labeled User Message.
Got it.
Once you click into User Message, do you see the option to insert data from previous steps?
I don't know. I click on it. You can see it. So what do I do next?
Got it. Underneath Enter Text or Insert Data, there should be a drop-down menu with options from 1. New email in Gmail. Do you see that menu?
Yes.
Great. Clicking that should display different fields you can use in your prompt, like the email's body, subject line, or sender. Which field are you thinking of using?
Well, I would want the ChatGPT to create a subject line and a body.
Alright, to clarify, do you want ChatGPT to create both the subject line and body?
Yes.
Or do you... Perfect. Start with the user message field and include the email body by selecting body plain from the dropdown. Then, in the assistant instructions, you could add something like, please summarize this email and create a subject line. Does that make sense?
No. Please tell me step by step how to do this.
Of course. Now that you've inserted the body plane variable into the user message field, scroll down to the assistant instructions field. What should I help you write in that field?
You tell me.
How about summarize the email above and create a subject line for a reply?
Do I say summarize the email above?
Yes, that's right. You can input summarize the email above and create the subject line for a reply in the assistant instructions. How does that sound?
So I said summarize the email above and create a humorous subject line response. Does that work?
Yes, that looks great. Now, to test it, you can click the Continue button and then select the Test Step button to see how it works.
AI, are you still there? AI, are you there?
Yes, I am here. What can I do for you?
So I'm trying to set up my very first Zap through Zapier. I've set up the email. I set up ChatGPT API keys. I just created this configure ChatGPT to read the body of the email and then create a subject for a response, but I'm not sure if I did it correct.
Okay, it sounds like you're trying to automate email responses using Zapier and ChatGPT. To ensure it's set up correctly, have you tested the Zap to see if ChatGPT is accurately reading the email body and generating the desired subject for the response?
So I did hit test, but can you see the test results?
Yes, I can see the test results. Under the Data Out section, I see a completion ID and model listed. I also see Grammarly keep earning badges and tracking your progress under user, and a request message underneath. Is the subject for the response what you expected?
No, it looks like Grammarly has caused a problem.
It appears the output is showing details from Grammarly instead of generating a subject for the response as intended. Let's troubleshoot this. Can you show me how you configured the ChatGPT step to read the email body?
So I'm going to scroll through this. So all I put in was assistant instructions, and then I'm highlighting what I wrote.
I see that in
Are you there?
I see that in the assistant
Continue.
It seems that the body of the email from the first step, new email, hasn't been added to the user message field. Can you confirm that the body plain text field is in the user message field?
Well, there has not been an email sent yet, so I'm just trying to set this up.
Thanks. I understand that you have not sent an email yet. I see now that the body plain text field is in the user message field. Have you checked the filter conditions to see if they are affecting whether the Zap triggers for the email that you are testing?
Okay, cool.
Alright, let's check that filter and see if it is affecting the trigger.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send an email just so it has an email to start with, because I think it's picking up a generic email from Grammarly is the problem. So I want to go to my Dan Hurley email, just send an email.
Thanks. It sounds like you're sending an email from your Dan Hurley account to test the Zap. Does the email you're sending meet the filter conditions you've set up in Zapier?
Not yet.
I suggest taking a look at the filter conditions in Zapier and make sure that they are not interfering with the process of generating subject lines.
Okay, so I have sent an email.
Have you received the email?
Yes, it's in my inbox.
Now that the email is in your inbox, have you had a chance to retest the Zap with the new email to see if it generates the desired subject line?
No, can you walk me through that?
Sure. From what I see, the trigger is new email in Gmail, and then there's a filter by Zapier that only continues if the new email is from Dan Hurley's email address. Next, there's a ChatGPT conversation step. Does that sound right?
Yes.
I noticed that you are using the GPT-4o mini model. Is there a reason that you selected that model?
I didn't know I had other choices.
If you want to experiment, you can change the model to another one that's available in Zapier. You might get different results depending on which model you choose. Would you like me to walk you through how to do that?
Well, I would only want to use a free model, and it looks like the AI by Zapier is a paid-for model.
Got it. I understand you would like to use a free model. It looks like you're exploring available apps in Zapier. Have you considered using the AI by Zapier app to generate a prompt?
Let's just continue with the ChatGPT right now.
Alright. To continue with the ChatGPT step, can you click on Continue to test the action and see the output?
What does publish mean?
Publish means to make the Zap live, so it will start running automatically when your trigger event occurs. Are you ready to publish?
Yeah, let's just try it and see what happens.
It looks like Zapier is prompting you to upgrade to a pro plan to publish this Zap Because you've included multi-step zaps, do you want to proceed with a trial or upgrade? Or
No,
would you
I'm
like...
not looking to pay at this point. So I get the idea, and this was a good test to basically see. Really, I was testing you. So you've done a great job, and I think this is a great example of Google Studio AI.
Thanks. I am glad I could help, and I appreciate your feedback. Feel free to reach out if you have any more questions in the future.
So I think I'm going to finish this recording here. I think the whole point was to demonstrate Google Studio AI. I definitely would have loved to, create that Zap just to test it and send myself emails and see what it comes up with. But it looks like the Zapier is a paid for program to be able to do that. Maybe a single Zap, but I'm not worried about getting into that right now. So again, I'm just blown away. This Google AI Studio is amazing. Those of you that have watched me know how little I've known about AI. I'm now maybe 2 or 3, I don't know, maybe more than that, maybe 4 weeks in. What I can tell you is a few days ago, I was actually able to create a Google Chrome extension that helps me in one of my businesses. It's a very simple Chrome extension, but I did it all with Google AI Studio. And I just wanted to click a button on a page of orders that I receive to automatically take me to somewhere else. It took me about 2 hours to do that with Google AI Studio, and it's absolutely already saved me probably 2 hours worth of work just having a button that I can just click on to take me where I wanted it to. That fact alone just blows me away. So all I can say in conclusion of the month that I've been doing this, the one that has made me the most excited so far is Google AI Studio. Again, I think you can put this on your phone or open it on your phone, and then you just share your screen or your camera, or in this case, your web camera. And if you're standing in front of a building, you could say, hey, what is that building? Or if you show 10 items on a counter, and you could say, what meal can I make with those items? Et cetera, et cetera. And I think this is where the Google, glasses are going to come in, that see everything you see. So you could talk to the AI and say, hey, what should I make for dinner with these ingredients? And the glasses automatically see all that. I mean, that's the next wave, and that's here. It's not 6 months, it's not 2 years, not 5 years. It's here now. I'm going to have to look into these Google glasses. I just don't know what happens if you have a prescription. But anyways, I hope you've appreciated. Rebecca, my favorite fan, thank you so much for joining. I am just blown away and more excited than ever. And I love the fact that I could talk to my computer like this and AI and get responses, and it can see my screen. It just absolutely blows me away. So my recommendation is go to Google AI Studio and do lots of playing, because I certainly am.